Black Box Productions.
The boy, on my mama. Y'all know y'all seen how recently I became familiar with the Troy Ave situation, but he hired the boy Meek Mill. He said he spoke out about the boy Meek Mill. Being on Tacoochie head. Troy Ave spoke on Meek Mill and his constant swings at Tacoochie Snitchnine on his new podcast. Tacoochie Snitchnine's legal team is reportedly afraid for his life once he gets off of house arrest. His sentence is set to end soon, and his lawyers may have good reason to be fearful because in recent weeks, Troy Ave has been encouraging rappers to practice what they preach and take care of the rat infestation in the streets. Wow, that sounds like old boy from the Carolinas. First, he suggested that Jim Jones should have the situation handled after Tacoochie Snitchnine got his friend Mel Murder locked up. Now he's seemingly telling Meek Mill that unless he plans on sending some actual shots his way, stop sending virtual threats at the rapper. Troy Ave is a firm advocate of the street code. I thought he said the street code was a myth. Despite his own allegations of being a snitch, he regularly questions the integrity of rappers and whether they are actually true to the streets like they say they are. On the new episode of the Facto Show, the New York personality took aim at Meek Mill. Why the f is Meek Mill going so hard on Snitchnine? If you ain't about to kill that when you see him, don't say shh, said Troy Ave while on the phone with nobody. He proceeded to speak about how Meek loves to talk about Nipsey Hussle and his accused killer, critiquing his approach to that situation as well. It doesn't matter. And then he say, yeah, and Nipsey said, what Nipsey got to do with that to you, Troy Ave? Nothing at all. If that's a fact, there's a in jail that killed, bail that out and kill him on the streets if it's really on that. But he talking about if you speaking down on the fact that a rat took the keyway Christ, he telling Meek Mill, bail him out if you really got a problem with it and then handle your candle. On my mama, that sound real thuggery from a book or a movie standpoint, but from my understanding in California, it ain't no bail on no murder, especially not on no gang-related murder, that high profile. So as cute as that sounded, Troy Ave, you could have left that part out. Troy also spoke about Tacoochie Snitchnine's snitchation accusations against Snoop Doggy Cattery. You can find that at the 16-minute point. The conversation about Meek begins at 18 minutes. So, yeah, Troy Ave got a problem with people speaking down on snitches. I guess you can tell you this. I'm glad to know this, that I know this. I'm glad to know this, that I know this. I ain't the only nigga that know this. There's a lot of cats out here bogus. Like if a little lower, please, just a little lower, please. A little lower, please. Lower, baby. Lower. I'm almost done. I'm finna get up out of here. Let me see. I think I wanted to tap in about something else though. The whole situation. I think I did it all. The whole situation stank though. With Troy Ave, like I know he tired of everybody on his head about how his situation playing out now. I guess it take one to know one. It's just like Tacoochie. Once you didn't officially war yours and what you know you are, you feel like you have a voice on the subject. This is the only reason I can speak on the contents of character when it comes to these characters in this hip-hop game. I love hip-hop. I just happen to love it. Always have my whole life. Got music about it. If you're not familiar with my record, Fool Out of You, go check it out. It's my love story with between me and hip-hop. It's kind of like my version of Common Senses. I used to love her. I say Common used to love her. I'm still sprung. Gotta get it cracking though while I'm still young. On my mama, but you gotta check it out. So I love hip-hop. And when you talk about loving hip-hop, not only do you love the art, the elements, and the essence, you have to be very quite adapted and aware of the individuals that partake and make up of it. And when you discuss hip-hop and generally with others, more so than the elements come up, it's the participants that come up. So there's a certain part of hip-hop that I'm more affiliated with, that people associate me with, and it's only because these are the subjects I speak on or have spoken on more frequently. The same way Tacoochie come out and can speak about situations from his perspective with a lot of confidence, I can speak about the G Code situations from my perspective with a lot of confidence, and it just happens to be from the opposite perspectives as himself. Also, as Troy Ave, I ain't never been up under the gun for being a rat. I ain't got no smut attached to my name, period. But I have been ratted upon. I've had people try to put allegations upon my loved ones close to me and attempt to attach them to my character in the public, which is the most corniest thing that I've ever witnessed in these type of scenarios. Not only is it corny to try to attach another individual as a character minded and judge me by it, but you can't even substantiate or even begin to attempt to substantiate why you would even accuse my brother for even being what you heard Doja say. It only show you how long Whack No Honey been a double-agent snake, because you see in future years the person who brought it up. And then he said, don't make me bring that paperwork out. So he said something about my brother posted that told on a couple cats from 60s. He went to jail with one cat from 60s, one cat from East Coast. My brother and the cat from 60 conspired to come up with a statement. They made identical statements. So I put the statements up after he threatened to do so online, and he never responded. He hasn't put it out no more. But if he's the one that brought it up now, that my brother supposedly was a rat, back when Doja was rapping about it supposedly, you look at the time frame, you know where he got the intel from. It was fraudulent, false back then. It's fraudulent and false now. But them the type of darts you got to shoot at me when it comes to characters. So as long as they being shot and have been shot for years and ages, I have no problem speaking my position, my perspective, my point, my opinion on other persons who are publicly already being discussed anyway. On my mama, and my expertise just happened to be the code of conduct that happens to be described as the G code by some of the people y'all admire and aspire to be like. So the same way Tom Brady talk about the pocket and a 2-minute drill and offense, you listen when I speak about my experiences that I've been through and situations that relate to, it just might, might warrant a listen. On my mama. But until next time, I just truly hope this was the best time. Because as I always do say, it sure was a blessing to me here in the Black Box and blow us this session. Love y'all, mama.
Snake Nip Hustle. Big shout out to my nigga SPI, Spotter Low. I'm in the Black Box. Had to come through, tap in, show love one time. Yeah, y'all make sure y'all subscribe. Stay tuned. All that.